What is up, everyone, and welcome to the Random Encounter Podcast, episode 102. I'm your host, James, and I'm joined by Bryant.
Currently playing Horizon Forbidden West and loving it.
Okay. I'm not a fan of Horizon, but okay. And Ash Destroy 'em.
What up, guys? I should be playing a game. I don't know what game yet, but it's gonna be something that I need to finish
Final
up.
Fantasy 16.
Nah. I need
PC.
that I'm actually gonna push that for a later date. There's a certain game that I actually need to finish right now where I'm actually literally at the final boss, and that's Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I need to finish that up first.
You got
Finish up the DLC, and then get it and hop onto Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Oh, okay. Not yet. I'm not gonna touch that yet. I'm gonna go back to Dragon Quest 11 and then finish up that game. Once I'm done with that, then I'll go to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So
And then also Ash. Ash is getting a certain new piece of hardware, James.
He is? When?
Yeah. It's gonna be on Tuesday.
What? How was I the last person to find this out?
Because me and Ash worked directly on it. I sold him my Steam Deck.
Oh,
damn!
nice.
They shouldn't have told him that. I was gonna say, tell him, listen.
You got rid of your OLED? You kept the ROG Ally?
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Ash? Why shouldn't I told him?
Yeah, I was gonna give him a hint. Yeah, Breath of Fire 4 might be on this console.
All right, we should have planned this better. Yeah, I sold it because I want something with a little beefier D-pad for all the platformers that I play. Like it's a perfect machine, like in every capacity, except I just need a beefier D-pad. And like if you're just using the control stick 90% of the time, like you are absolutely golden. But after playing the ROG Ally X with the D-pad that it just kind of fit my play style better. And I would get an ROG Ally X because I actually got it and I ended up returning it. But there's this thing on it that annoys the crap out of me where there's no way to turn off the touchscreen through the Asus Armory crate. And so like if you know how the ROG Ally X is how the front of it is, like how the D-pad is like right next to the screen. So like if you're playing a game and you like accidentally touch the touchscreen, like it can make an input on the game that you're playing. And so like I was playing what's it called? Is it Gravity Circuit? I think that 2D game. I think it's called Gravity Circuit.
Like Mega Man?
Yeah. And like so I was moving forward and then I like accidentally touched the touch screen and my movement would just stop. And I'm like, okay, like there needs to be a way in the Armory crate to just disable the touch screen, and then that way I'll rebuy it once they do that. But until then, I'm just gonna rock with my Razer, what's it called, Kishi Ultra, and maybe my PS Portal, and we'll see how it goes. But so Ash is I'm very excited for him. He's going to be a very happy camper.
Yeah, I've already held the Steam Deck before. Recently, actually, it was a couple of weeks ago. My roommate's cousin came over to just hang with us a little bit, and I didn't realize he had had the regular Steam Deck. So I told him like straight up, hey, listen, can I hold this thing real quick to see how it feels? And
it was
immediately right off the bat, I held this damn thing. I'm just like, bro, this is what the Switch could have been, bro. It fits so well to my big ass basketball hands. It was like a snuggie. It snuggled into my hands, bro. And when I was messing with the toggles and everything, I was like, damn, bro, like ergonomics is just 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So I'm not worried too much.
Would have sold as good if it had the same ergonomics? Because I feel like nowadays we're okay with it because we had the Switch, right? And we figured out this is not comfortable at all. But like back then, I feel like they got it thin because people didn't want something heavy and bulky.
People didn't like the Wii U, like they didn't like the chunkiness of the Wii U, so like they just figured like, okay, well, we'll make something that's like crazy portable and the kids will love it. And then that's why it's sold. And then like all of us are just like, whatever, it's portable. Luigi's Mansion 3, I'll deal with it.
With that being said, I think it wouldn't matter if the Switch would have sold more if it had better ergonomics, because in my personal opinion, the Wii U gamepad had better ergonomics than the Switch did.
Oh, 100%.
So,
absolutely did.
So even if the Switch 2 has better ergonomics, hooray! But that I think that's not going to be, I think it's not gonna skyrocket numbers and stuff. It's not gonna.
They don't care about our old man hands.
Yeah, exactly. Right. No, that's something I always think about. It's like, I don't think the Switch would have sold as well because the form factor, everybody was like, oh wow, it's lightweight and small, right? And like you said, they complained about the Wii U gamepad, but now, in retrospect, we're like, we wish it was like more like the Wii U gamepad because of ergonomics, and maybe it's because we're getting old, right? And we need something more ergonomic because like sometimes I go back to my 3DS and I was okay with the 3DS at the time, but going back to it, I'm like, wow, like
it's rough.
My hands like cramp up like super quick.
Yep.
And yeah, I always think about it. Is it I'm getting old, or is it it was just never ergonomic?
Kids just don't care, man.
Yeah, I guess so. But like I was playing like Hey Pikmin on there because I never played it, and I'm like, man, like this is really like uncomfortable for me. But love the 3DS still, and I'll still go ahead and play that. But this is not the main topic we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about.
Wait, before we move on.
Oh, go ahead.
Before we move on to the main topic, I wanted to discuss because I listened to the whole episode last week. I liked the bit where we talked about what we were playing. Are we going to get to that eventually, or?
Yeah. I mean, well, I was thinking of leaving it at the end. I kind of want to dive directly into the partner direct. And then we'll discuss what we've been playing at the end.
Cough, the JRPG direct, bro. I was on the floor. On the floor, bro.
My biggest regret.
This partner direct was surprising. I think a lot of us did not know what to expect. Like I woke up not knowing if I'm gonna go ahead and stream this. A couple reasons. A, because I was starting to feel sick. If you don't know in my voice, I am very sick. Which is another reason why I'm trying to speed through things. B, it was one of those seasons like, I don't know if it's going to be worth it because, we didn't do the Gamescom. I'm glad we didn't because Gamescom was very boring. And then I'm like, I don't think Nintendo has much to show because if they're doing an indie direct plus a partner showcase at the same time, usually something sus, right? Like they don't have much to show, so they have to combine those two and things like that. But we were super surprised. I'm going to go down this list that The Verge has, because I did not write everything, to see in order what was coming out and so forth. So we're just going to go by The Verge's list. The Verge's list is way out of order, I'll tell you that. But we'll discuss as we go along on here, and I'll probably skip a couple things that I don't feel were too important. No offense to developers or anything like that, but, things that I feel like, we don't care about and our audience doesn't care about. But let's start off with one of the biggest things they show off in the Indie Direct for me personally, and that was Sea of Stars. Throes of the Watchmaker, which looks really good. Like Sea of Stars, loved it. I haven't finished it. I stopped it because when the Steam Deck OLED came out, and then I remember watching a Digital Foundry video about the comparison between Sea of Stars LCD Steam Deck LCD versus OLED. They were talking about specifically how everything just looks so much better on the OLED, and I had to stop right there because it's like, you know what? I'm playing on this inferior screen. And before I'm the type of person that if I don't see the better quality, I don't care. But the minute I see something better, then I have to get the better thing. And that's where we were at when it came to that. And I was like, man, so I stopped it. I did eventually get my OLED and then, didn't do anything with that. Oh, there you go. You got that platinum.
Yep.
Platinum on Sea of Stars. And that was on PlayStation Plus for you, right?
No, I bought that, man.
Did you? Okay. Because I thought, didn't it come on PlayStation Plus?
No way. I don't. Actually, I think it did. I think it was a launch game on PlayStation. I bought it everywhere though. I think the only place I haven't bought it yet is Xbox, just because I liked it so much. I quadruple dipped or whatever. I got it on PC and Switch as well. I
still want to get a physical for Switch. I just never got on Switch.
So this new Sea of Stars game, is this DLC or is this like a
free DLC?
Sequel? Oh, free DLC. That's even better. There we go. Nice.
The main characters will have a different class, so they're gonna have different fighting styles too, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Like one's a juggler and one's like a acrobat or something like that. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brian.
Ash, did you play Sea of Stars, Ash?
No, not yet. I'm planning on to.
It's
just the problem is I know for a fact that game is another RPG, but right now I'm trying to get through some games that I know for a fact that are not RPGs, like Hi-Fi Rush right now. Yeah. So far, I am so trashed at the game right now, only because I literally have no rhythm. But I do love everything else about it. Here's my dilemma. I'm getting S ranks when it comes to clear time and this other thing. But when it comes to be on beat, they said C, bro, C all the way. I'm like, damn it, man. And I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best here when it comes to the rhythm. But I'm just, goddamn, bro. Like that's one thing that I miss from my parents is knowing how to dance. That's the problem, man. It sucks. It sucks. But so far, I'm loving everything about this game. Love the characters, love the plot. It gives me like late 90s to early 2000s type of cartoon that I loved and stuff. That's what it reminds me. And I'm like, I'm enjoying every bit of it right now. So
Sorry, we're getting into what we're playing. Keep going, James. Yeah, Sea of Stars DLC looks great. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm actually going to look for another list because I just realized that Verge article list was all about games that, like, I guess the staff were most excited about. So it doesn't even show everything.
Okay.
So I'm
while you're looking at that, that Peglet game looked cool. That one, I think it's out now. I didn't pick it up, but it's like Peggle, but has RPG elements. That kind of scratched an itch. That looks interesting. I might check that out.
Here we go. I think this Nintendo Life article is better, which is weird. It's on the 3rd page of Google. Like, what's up with Google nowadays? I know that's another topic for other things where Google search engines kind of playing favoritism here. But yeah, here's some Nintendo Life. So this is better. So it opened up with Balatro. I think this is how you pronounce it.
Balatro, yeah, the DLC.
Yeah, DLC. They're getting like Witcher DLC and what was the other thing? Witcher and something else.
Wasn't like 2 other things? Was it Undertale?
Oh yeah, no, Vampire Survivors and Dave the Diver.
Vampire Survivors
and Among Us. So there's 4 things total.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand it. I guess the cards are gonna be themed after them.
They're like themed.
Isn't this like based off of what, poker?
Yeah, I'm not too. I own it, but I haven't really gotten into it. But it's like it uses poker hands, and you make like combos and get high scores to beat other hands and stuff. It's supposed to be like really addicting if you get into it. So
yeah, I've never played poker, so I can't really say I'm.
Neither have I.
I like card games. I like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff like that, but those are a totally different type of game. That's
a different type of card game.
Exactly, that's not that type of card game. Like, I've been stuck on Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duels. That's literally, if you're gonna ask me what I've been playing, that's what I've been playing nonstop lately. Neva, however you pronounce it, which is from the makers of Grease. I don't know how you pronounce it. That was a game. We'll skip a couple of these. There's Coffee Talk, if you like Coffee Talk. Never played it, but Coffee Talk Tokyo.
I don't like coffee.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like coffee? Oh man.
No.
I don't like coffee either. I'm not a big fan.
Love coffee. You gotta get some iced coffee, some Americanos, or Vietnamese coffee. If you can try Vietnamese coffee, perfection. Really,
or not
coffee. You should try it. I'm telling you, yeah, it's really good. Power Wash Simulator. Power Wash Simulator is getting the Shrek themed DLC, where you're basically in Shrek Swamp. Let's see what else. There's this game.
Is this still the indie?
Which, it's still indie. Yeah, because I think Power Wash Simulator, even though it's published by Square Enix,
it's pretty popular.
Yeah, it's still considered indie. Date Everything, which I know has a lot, like a top tier like voice cast, because like every voice actor is basically in this. So if you're into dating sims and you want to date like a toaster and stuff like that, then there you go. That's literally
everybody's dream that has a Switch. Could date my Switch.
Pretty much.
That's what it's about. Peglin, which you just talked about. Is a pachinko inspired RPG.
It's a Peggle game. Let's get it straight here,
guys. But you said pachinko inspired RPG?
Yep.
Sounds like a gacha game to me.
No, it's you have like a little ball, and then what is it, like fall down or something like that, and hit certain things. Yeah.
Peggle. Ash, you never played Peggle before? Peggle's great.
Don't know.
It's on Steam. Sure. Okay, it's like really cheap. It's really addicting. You need to play it. It's very fun. Very good for a Steam Deck for sure.
Wobbly Life, which is a game my son likes. It's one of those, like, what do you call it? Ragdoll, like physics type of game. That has like, open world, and there's like different like quests you can do and stuff like that.
Show him show your son Goat Simulator. He'll love that.
We played Goat Simulator together. Yeah. We were playing Goat Simulator 3 together, which was pretty fun. Pretty fun game. Pico Park 2, never heard of it, but they showed that. Shovel Knight, the original Shovel Knight game, is getting Shovel Knight Shovel of Hope DX, which is what it sounds like. Back then the Game Boy games would have a Game Boy Color game that was DX.
Are you not going to comment?
Well, there's this,
James.
Your Shovel Knight shirt. I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at the screen here. There, yeah, you got your Shovel Knight. Where's that from? Because he has the dice.
Yeah, I don't remember where I got it from. It's not Yeti. It might be like 86 or something like that.
Oh man, specifically like the game it's referencing. Isn't that's a dice, right? Isn't that from
I thought I was referencing D&D, which honestly I haven't played Shovel Knight yet, but when I saw the dice, I'm like, oh, D&D, not 20, let's get it. So
Shovel Knight I played on Wii U. That was a big game on Wii U.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna have 20 playable characters, seamless online multiplayer, and other new features. So this might be the way to play.
I'll be all over that.
Yeah, it's a remake of the original game. I don't know if you want to call it
Definitive
a
way,
remake,
yep.
but an enhanced version of the original game. So definitely one worth trying out. And I think that is it when it comes to indie games. They have Metal Slug Tactics here under indie.
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
looks cool.
Would you consider that indie? Like,
I wouldn't consider that indie.
Yeah.
SNK, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Then why wasn't Capcom Fighting Collection 2 considered indie then? Or yeah, because that is Capcom versus SNK games.
Who said SNK was indie? I need to talk to.
In Nintendo Life, it's under the indie column here.
Oh hell!
I mean, it could be because
that game does look great.
It could be because what's the name of the developers? The ones who did Advance Wars.
Is it Argonaut?
No. They do the Shantae, the half something.
Oh, is it Way Forward?
Way Forward, yeah. I think aren't they doing this too?
Are they?
I thought they are. It doesn't say on here.
Look it up.
Yeah, I think that's what it is because it's technically not SNK, so maybe that's why. Maybe they just gave him the license to do it. And
developed by Liker Studio and published by Dotemu. So no, it's not Way Forward.
It's not. Yeah. So there goes that. But yeah, Metal Slug. They said finally fall 2024, and they were very vague because that could mean anything. Because we know when you give a general date, especially when fall 2024, when we're right by fall, that means they're not sure yet.
It means November 30th, 2024.
Maybe. Or it means we're sorry, guys. We're pushing it back to 2025.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. It could be that. The Plucky Squire. They showed a little bit more about that. That game looks amazing. Like, I don't know about you guys, but the Plucky Squire is looking amazing. It comes out September 17th. Like, I'm all in for that game. Everything it has. It's like a mixture of Zelda and all these other things. There, like, they showed off like what looked like almost like a Punch Out, where you're fighting an enemy and you're almost like a Punch Out type thing. That's pretty cool. It's almost like they have little mini games in there from other Nintendo classics built into this game, on top of like.
Do you remember that?
Zelda,
Do you remember that game that came out on Xbox? It was on an Xbox presser that like took place like in a kid's notebook. It was called like The Adventures of like Will Wright or something. Let me see if I can find that.
No, I don't remember that
because it reminds me a lot of that. Let's see, The Adventures. I think it's Will Wright Xbox. What is it called? RPG Time: The Legend of Wright. That's what it's called, and it like takes place in a notebook, and it reminded me a lot of the Plucky Squire.
Let me see. I think I did see that one. Yeah, I saw this through a Nintendo Switch Direct. I think it was all on Nintendo Switch Directs. And yeah, I did see that, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. Like, I really like the art design of that one. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, when I first saw the Plucky Squire, I was thinking the same thing. But this is totally different from that. And it's a game I highly recommend. If you're into Zelda likes, but with like a huge twist, highly recommend looking at this game. Because this game looks like it's going to be a good game. Hopefully it's going to be a good game. And then they ended the Indie Direct with Pizza Tower, which I know is very popular on Steam. And it's now available on Nintendo Switch, which was kind of weird because like I thought this game was already on Nintendo Switch, but it wasn't. And if you don't know what Pizza Tower is, it's basically Wario Land. So if you're a Wario Land fan, there you go. Then we go on to the partner showcase and start off with Tetris Forever. What do you guys thought?
A little disappointed. Yeah, a little disappointed in it. Like, I mean, I'm stoked. It's Tetris. Like, I'm gonna buy it day one. I'll probably quadruple dip on it. I'll get it everywhere that it is. It's Tetris. I love Tetris, but it's kind of a like very like old collection. Like, I really feel like they had an opportunity to add some games that were a little bit more modern. Like, I really think they should have added Tetris DX from Game Boy Color. They should have added that Disney Tetris game from N64. They really should have added. I think it's called. Let me make sure. I don't want to butcher the title. I think it's called Tetris Sphere. That would have been freaking rad to have on there. But I'm gonna look up this game, the new Tetris on N64. That game, I love that game. When I was a kid, it's like you do all of these Tetris levels that are like in historical monuments, and like every line you clear, it goes towards like building up historical monuments. I think if I remember correctly, it just had a very cool art style and a cool vibe. So I just wish they would have like gone a little bit more modern. Maybe this collection is just like the first one, and then they'll do like, isn't this called Forever Tetris or Tetris Forever?
Tetris.
They'll do like maybe they'll do Tetris 5 ever or something like that, and then they'll put the newer stuff in there. But I mean, it's cool. I'm gonna buy it. It's Tetris, but I wish they would have put a little bit more modernity in there.
Yep. They also announced that the NES Tetris will also be available on Nintendo Switch Online.
That should be in there.
Yeah, and then Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry, the Tetris 99 collaboration as well with Tetris Forever, which is usually just a theme that they'll have on there.
I'll be grabbing that.
Star Overdrive was also announced, which I don't know anything about it. Goat Simulator 3, we were just talking about that. Goat Simulator 3 is finally coming on Nintendo Switch, available already. Great game, very fun. I played it on Xbox, and yeah. And then they had a sizzle reel, and this sizzle reel was very disrespectful to one game in particular that stood out. And I'm pretty sure everybody knows what game I'm talking about, because like
I didn't watch that part of the direct, so
I don't know what you're about to say.
Oh man, The Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. Like
because they made it a sizzle reel and not its own thing.
You're right. Which
is weird, like
nice. Yeah. That was a bit of disrespectful, but man, I saw so many people jumping up and down for that remake. It was crazy. It was
so it's disrespectful because this game, okay, it's not super popular, right? There is a hardcore fan base out there.
Hardcore niche, yeah.
Yeah, and I was, in my last stream, because I didn't stream this week, but the week before that, on my Twilight Princess stream, I had somebody recommending me to play this series. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. I was thinking, I'll start Trails in the Sky because this is the beginning, technically, for the series. And then this gets announced, like, right after that. And this is a remake of the original Trails in the Sky, but in all modern graphics, because the original Trails in the Sky is, like, kind of like 2D, right?
It's like an isometric 2D type of game. I play a little bit of it. Game's fun. Mm-hmm. I just need more time with it. That's all I need.
I feel like that's what it is. But I did want to have you guys hear something. You guys know I'm a sucker for video game music, and I had to listen to the battle music for this game.
Oh, the battle music! That's fire, bro. That's fire.
So I am gonna put on the battle music here.
I already know what it is. That is fire, bro. They go in on that.
I heard it and I was like, "There's no way." I did not hear this before.
That was literally the biggest takeaway from the first game was that battle music, bro. That was just.
So I'm gonna play a minute of the song because the song gets hyped up like after a minute.
Oh yes.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Let's play that song.
Are you sure
you guys can hear it?
Oh, I can hear it. Yes.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Dude, bro, damn. I think once I get my Steam Deck OLED, I gotta put this game back in there, bro. Bro, it's crazy.
It reminds me of the Queen's Blood music, kind of.
Kinda. It has that jazzy feel.
Yeah.
But for battle music.
Yeah, it's very chill for battle music.
Yeah, I'm like, you don't hear this. Like, the closest I would say that battle music got to this was like Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yeah.
A lot of the newer Xenoblade, like the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 1, the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and there's a couple songs, or like one song in Xenoblade Chronicles 3 that kind of sounds like this.
And the fact that we're going to get a remake of this battle music, bro, they better go ham on this.
Like this song, when I heard this, I was like, how have I not played this game? Like usually when I hear good music, I play the game, and this is just a jam right here. Like and there are like two versions of it because there's like another, I think it's from the third game. It's basically this but remix, but it's so good.
So here's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. Upon first impressions with the entire Trail series, I didn't mind this game a lot, mainly because I wasn't really sold on the art direction of the characters and stuff, like the total overall designs, because to me it kind of looked generic and stuff. They didn't like put too much effort to the characters at all, especially the high school characters and stuff. But when I saw the first one, I see that there were a bit, the main characters were a bit more unique for this type of game, if anything. So I was like, you know what? Let me hop into this and see where this goes. And so far, I'm having a fun time with it. I just need more time with the game. That's all it is. And I think I just need to sit down and just try to just bulldoze through a whole bunch of games I need to finish up, and then hopefully I eventually get to this, because I have so many other friends who are just trying to get me into the series, where I'm like, bro, I already have the first game. Just give me some time. I need to finish it. So on and so forth. If anything, since they're remaking it, I wonder if they're going to add any more new content to the game, or the existing game already. They could, they absolutely can, but the game is already the game is already fine as it is right now. So if they don't need to add anything, they don't have to. So
yeah, that I mean, like it looks good. Like if you watch the trailer, the stuff that they showed looks really good. They redid the battle system. It looks like it's copying, not copying, but it's gonna use the newer Trails battle system. So I think it's
which makes sense.
Yeah.
Which makes sense, yeah. I actually grew fond of the old battle system in the original game and stuff. It's because like I said, the battle system is more isometric like compared to like Persona 1 and 2, so I was already used to it at that point. In the battle system, there's nothing wrong with it. It's still fun. It's still good. You got to know what you're doing when you're fighting against other enemies and stuff. And music, freaking awesome. So it's great.
That music, like the minute I heard that battle song, I was like, how have I not heard this? How have I not, followed this composer and all their music and seen everything? Oh man. But yeah, I felt like that was a little bit disrespectful there. No, they didn't show like a bigger thing on that, which is cool. And it seems like they're going all in on this because according to sources, it seems like what's the name of the company? Is it neat? I don't want to mess it up and make up some word. Let me find out real quick. It is Nihon Falcom. So the company that created these games, they're gonna publish it over here in the U.S. and it's gonna be a day one release in both Japan and the West, which is cool because typically these games don't go day one. They're usually a year or two. It's one of the few franchises that takes forever to get over here. And part of that, like I said, I can understand. There's not a huge fan base here. There is quite a few big name YouTubers that are big into this game. I just have yet to dive into it. I've tried Legends of Cold Steel twice, and I just eventually fall off. It's not because the game is bad. It's just I'm in the middle of playing so many other different games.
Which makes sense, yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I feel like this particular series, I mean, it definitely has a fan base. If anything, on Twitter, there was this one particular meme that's been popping off and stuff to describe how great a subject is, and that's the guy that goes, I forgot how he went. He was saying this game is fire and this and that. He was going all in, and I couldn't find the source of that video until a day or two later, and it was basically what was his review on Trails of Cold Steel, and how if once you give it a good 10 hours, just like with Dragon Quest 11, it's gonna suck you right in, and once you just want to keep playing more and more of the game and stuff. So I am worried for you, James, because it's probably gonna happen the same for you as well. You're probably gonna get sucked in there so much. Listen, this series, every time I hear of it, it's like they speak like it's the holy gospel. Literally, it's crazy. it's crazy. So I'm just okay. I definitely need to put some time aside and hopefully at least get over, try to finish the first game first, if anything, and then go from there. So,
yep. Moving on, in the sizzle reel, or actually, Brian, you got any thoughts on this game? Does it catch your attention?
Not really.
You don't care.
I've never played any of them before. I've heard some stuff about them, but no, anybody likes them. That's totally great.
That music is not enough to have you try the game?
Is it a remake of the first one?
It's a remake of the first game, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. It's just the last thing I need is another giant RPG series to get into. We have Metaphor ReFantasio coming up very soon. That I need to finish Horizon Forbidden West before I tackle that.
Don't touch that. Don't touch that series. It is a lot of hours, a crap ton of hours. So be careful with that. Same for you, James.
Yeah,
it's a lot of hours.
Well, yeah, and that's the biggest thing about the game. It's very intimidating. Is because unlike Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, all the games take place one after another. So it's you kind of have to play every single game to kind of understand what's going on. And that's what kind of is intimidating. It's man, I got to start all the way from the start. It's not like Final Fantasy. You can jump anywhere in Final Fantasy and you're good.
Yep.
As long as you're not jumping into Final Fantasy X-2 and then you play Final Fantasy X or whatever the case might be. But this game, you have to play everything. So that's that's a little bit intimidating. But anyways, moving on. They show some Star Wars Hunter stuff. Season 3. Stalkers is coming to Nintendo Switch. November 2024. Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition. Disney Dreamlight Valley.
Played that game on my old compact Presario back in 1999. That Worms Armageddon game. I got it from Office Depot. It had like the big box back when PC games came out.
Is that game actually that old?
Yeah, it's like 20 something. Yeah, it's probably almost 30 years old at this point. Like 26.
Yeah, 1999 classic. Yeah, it says that.
That's
yeah.
Crazy. Wow.
I did not know that. Like the first time I played a Worms game was a demo on Xbox 360 Arcade. That was the first time I played it. I didn't even know that game existed.
It's that.
Yeah. Disney Dreamlight Valley. Oh wait, I already said that. SpongeBob. There's a game called the Patrick Star Game. If you like SpongeBob, I guess.
That came after my time.
Yeah, same here. Fitness Boxing 3, your personal trainer. And then
What's next?
We got Bryant's hype game. And that is Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Like I think we're all pretty hyped for that. Like that was a surprise because I remember in the live stream I saw it and then I looked at the picture and I was like, oh, okay. And in my head I was thinking more Marvel vs. Capcom. I was like, wait a minute, why is Terry there? But my head wasn't running straight. I blame it on me being sick already and just didn't know it at the time. And then sure enough, Capcom Fighting Collection 2 that's gonna have a bunch of amazing games. This should have been called the Capcom Dreamcast Collection. Like, literally. Yeah. Capcom vs. SNK, Capcom vs. SNK 2, Power Stone, Power Stone 2, Plasma Sword. It doesn't have the whole list on here. Do you know any of the others on top of your head, Brian?
Yeah, Project Justice, I think. Mm-hmm. That's the Rival Schools sequel. Plasma Sword, Power Stone 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, Max Upper, I think it's called.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then I think there's another 3D fighting game besides Project Justice and Plasma Sword. I thought there was one more.
I don't know why they put Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper in there, honestly. Like, I know it has 2 extra characters in it compared to, like, the other versions, and that's it. But I'm like, we already got Street Fighter Alpha 3 in the Street Fighter collection. It's like, we don't need another one.
Oh, no, that is it. Capcom vs. SNK. Mm-hmm. Capcom Fighting Evolution. That's in there, too.
Oh, yes.
Although I hear that's not great.
Yeah. Like, this is the Dreamcast collection. Like, I think the majority of them are on the Dreamcast.
Yeah. I mean, they did release a port. It was like the best port at the time for Street Fighter Alpha 3, just standard Street Fighter Alpha 3 on Dreamcast. Power Stone 2 Dreamcast, Project Justice, Plasma Sword. Capcom Fighting Evolution, I don't think was on Dreamcast. I know for sure it was on PS2 and Xbox. I think it came out after Dreamcast. And then Capcom vs. SNK and Capcom vs. SNK 2, those were both on Dreamcast, I believe. But yeah, this collection, I mean, you had me at the Capcom vs. SNK games. Like, those games are just so solid. And then when Power Stone, like, this is the thing I wrote when I tweeted, it's like, I have 3 regrets in life, and I forget what I said, but like one of them is I didn't stream with you that day because, you were apprehensive that this conference was going to be a nothing burger, that you wasted your time streaming it just to like, oh, nice, that looks cool. Oh, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah. But then this game gets dropped. And guys, I mean, Power Stone and Power Stone 2, and they're online. Like, I never really play games online. I will be all over that. Those games are so fun. They're so good.
That's going to be fun to play online. That's what I'm really excited about. What's up, Geek Show? Didn't see you say anything. Welcome to the podcast. What's up? What did you say, Ash?
Oh, I was saying, what up, Geek?
Oh.
Yeah.
The only bummer though of this collection is that there's 2 games that are very noticeably absent from this, and that is Rival Schools, which was a PS1 fighting game that came out in the mid '90s. It's kind of I think it's a well-regarded game, at least stylistically. It was kind of new at the time. And then also the one that really bummed me out is that Techromancer wasn't on there, and I'm a big mecha fan, and I'm a sucker for mecha stuff, and that game was a pretty cool fighting game on Dreamcast. So I really feel like they could have taken out Street Fighter 3 Alpha Upper and maybe put in Techromancer, and that would have made it like even better. But it's cool. Power Stone 1 and 2, I'm not going to complain. Like, that's fine. Like, I'm surprised those games weren't released on modern hardware like years ago. So the fact they're coming, I'm all in.
Yeah. No, this is great, and I'm sure this is going to show a lot more interest into Capcom's backlog. I mean, Capcom right now has been doing really, really good with their archives. Like, this is what we want. We want, for us to stop emulation, all you got to do is release collections like
Make it available.
We'll buy it. Like, that's it. I have Capcom versus SNK2, the ROM, and now it's been archived. And I will get this when this comes out and play it there, because I will prefer to play on monitor, and I'm gonna have online as well, which is great. Like, I'll have online available, be able to do all that stuff.
Yeah, and like the last time I spoke on about this is when they first released the other collection, right? I told literally on stream, listen, if you want to stop emulation, buy the damn collection.
Yeah.
And guess what? Everybody did, and now what's happening right now? We're getting the second one. So do the same thing.
Dipped.
Yeah, like just do the same thing, so that way people can stop playing by emulation, especially Nintendo. Yep. If you really want us to stop emulating, make it available so we can freaking buy it. Because preferably myself, I'd rather just buy it straight from the server because it's more convenient and easier for me. And at the same time, I'm telling you, Nintendo, to continue the IP or make a spinoff of it, so that way I can still keep buying it and stuff. That's all you need to do. It's not that hard to do. Exactly. So, but yeah.
Yeah, and a game that I will be buying physically as well as digitally, because we saw what happened last time, is Marvel vs. Capcom's Fighting Collection, because we saw what happened when all those got delisted, and it was pretty much impossible.
Yeah, but that was back in the mid 10s, man. I think I think digital rights, it's a lot better now than it was back then. Like, oh, absolutely, because people are buying things digitally so much more now. They're not going to just totally take away stuff like that. Really, that I don't think it's
like
that
Spec Ops: The Line got delisted recently.
Yeah,
that was a 2010 game that came out in the early 2010s.
You got to remember, just because they won't take it away, that doesn't mean that they still don't have the ability to take away the game. That's basically what the whole point is, right?
You can still download Spec Ops 2 if you bought it already.
Yeah, but you won't be. There's certain games that you're not able to re-download anymore. Still, there was this one Alan Wake game, American Nightmares, that you can't re-download anymore.
I have it on Steam. I can re-download it right now.
Because we already bought it. Nobody else can buy.
I just said that you can't repurchase. I don't know if you can repurchase. I'm saying like some games you can't purchase anymore. Like you can't purchase Spec Ops anymore. But like if you buy that stuff, like, you still have the ability to re-download, but even still, they don't pull stuff that much, especially modern games. They don't pull that stuff.
Marvel vs. Capcom, Capcom on PS3, you weren't able to re-download that at all, right?
You can. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
On PS3?
I did. Mm-hmm. Okay. I re-downloaded it when I redid because I told her how I deleted my PS3 and I re-downloaded all the crap. That was one of the downloads I had.
Okay.
There were a couple games though you couldn't re-download on PS3. I'm trying to remember. One of them was I can't think of one right now, but Scott Pilgrim. What I'm saying. Like,
Scott Pilgrim, I think, was one of them.
Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, I downloaded that too.
You did?
No, you couldn't. That was literally the one game you couldn't get.
I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna get back to you on that. Yeah, I'm gonna double check on that. But
dude, straight up, when Scott Pilgrim got re-released physically on the Switch, people were just losing their minds because there was no other way to get the game. Like there was literally no other way to get the game. That's the thing, right? Like
nobody had PS3s anymore. Like nobody wanted to play on that anymore. That's why people were freaking out. They wanted a modern re-release to play it on modern hardware. But I'll double check. I'll go on my PS3 and I will double check.
Yeah, even if you had a PS3 and you wanted to play Scott Pilgrim and stuff, if you wanted to buy it, you couldn't get it. And then even if you already purchased it, apparently you could even re-download.
I'm gonna double check that.
There was even points in time where people were selling the PS3 with the Scott Pilgrim game on it for astronomically big prices, because at the time Scott Pilgrim was only a digital only game.
Okay, I will test that and get back to you on that. But my point is that it's so not common that we have to like really try to think of an example. So I have really no problem buying digital exclusively nowadays. But I understand physical. Physical's cool. I like physical. Cool.
I say digital games should be cheaper than physical games. So like for me, my Steam library is probably around 200 games. The reason why it's that big is because they're freaking cheap. The digital copies of these games are way cheaper than the physical copies. So they need there's got to be some sort of justification when you're selling a game. If you want to print, I mean, obviously when you're printing out copies of the game, obviously it's going to be more costly compared to a digital game. So it would make more sense for the physical to be the MSRP, which could be 60 or $70. Meanwhile, on digital, it's like 10 or $20 cheaper. Give customers an incentive on purchasing a digital version of that game. So
okay. Anyways, James, sorry for another tangent. Go ahead. What's next after the amazing Capcom Fighting Collection 2?
Yeah, this one makes the podcast enjoyable. It talks like this. So Marvel vs. Capcom got a release date of September 12th. And then the physical release, and that's digital, by the way. Physical release would be November 22nd. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Another September game. Mm-hmm.
For the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, we're not talking about Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
No,
that's
not
2025.
Capcom. Yeah, Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is 2025. Yeah, right. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection September 12th for digital, and then physical would be November 22nd. I don't know how to pronounce this game. Maybe you know, Ash. Atelier, right? Is it Atelier?
Oh, Atelier. Atelier or something like that. Is that the one alchemy game?
Atelier?
Yeah, Yumiya, the Alchemist of Memories of Visionland.
I don't know too much about the alchemy series. I know Atelier Ryza is popular, but I was going to look into the game and see if it's worth playing, because a lot of people are just being horny over the main character, Ryza. So I was looking forward to see if the story was any good and stuff. And I was watching this in-depth review on how the game is. People say that the gameplay was great, but the story is not that great. So I'm like, okay, so the game there's pretty much good gameplay, good fan service. I'm not trying to buy this. So I'm like,
it's not my thing either.
Yeah, I want some good storytelling. But if I'm not gonna get that, then I'm pretty much gonna ignore it, which is why I haven't hop into that series yet. So
yeah, I know it's a big series, but yeah, like you said, nothing that I know of that's good. No offense to the developers. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. We got a release date.
Oh, for that.
It's not this year. It's March 6, 2025.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Kind of disappointed because I thought it would come out, because I think this was announced 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, at least.
It was absent, I think, all last year. And then this year came, and we still had nothing. And now
they're getting out of the way of Dragon Quest.
Yeah. Definitely, for sure. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster. So yeah, March 6th. I'm excited. I've never played a Suikoden game. I knew of them. I've never played one, but yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this. Like, I think that's
2 is supposed to be amazing.
So I hear. Yep. I'm excited to try these games. They look good too.
Can I interject real quick? I just want to correct myself. So with the Scott Pilgrim game, if you already purchased it, you can easily re-download on PS3. But that's the problem. If you wanted to purchase Scott Pilgrim, you can't. And
there are some games like that.
Yeah, and that's literally the problem. If it's only digital, you can't access the game at all, unless you already purchased it already. Which the support back then, when people were selling their PS3s, if they had Scott Pilgrim on that game, it would have been way more than $800 at that point.
Yeah, I had Scott Pilgrim on mine. I should have sold it for $800.
Yeah, it was nuts.
PT's a good example. PT is a good example, but that wasn't anything you purchased. But you can't re-download it, you can't play it, you can't do anything with it.
Yeah, so it's really risky for the consumer when it comes to digital games and stuff, which I can
really
understand.
Risky. I wouldn't say really risky. I'd say there's like a slight chance, but very unlikely these days.
You still get stuff like
really
I agree.
risky is drunk driving.
While we might not have seen it in gaming yet, we have the issue with Sony, right? Or Funimation is a good example where Funimation
Funimation
goes down and a lot of the
bro.
anime was just lost, and you can't have it. It doesn't matter if you bought it; it's gone. So like,
and they come up with a solution. I thought they said they were.
They said they were, but they still don't have the solution yet.
But
they're gonna give people like credits to like buy new game or new anime, and some other stuff. Like they've been thinking about having a license, but like they're saying there's just too many factors in there, and then that like it's stuff like that. Like, what if PlayStation goes away? Right.
Exactly. And then the fact is that you're placing your trust and integrity into another company's server.
What if Sega comes
They have
back
the
and
power
dies?
to take away things. When it comes to digital.
one day you
when you
can't
have the
get parts
physical,
anymore.
they can't take away from it. Take away from you. That's the whole thing there, right? There's no absolute. Sorry.
The heat death of the universe or whatever. Like, I mean, the Sony's going to stop producing PlayStation parts one day, and you're not going to be able to replace parts if they break. So, like, if the disk drive can't read discs, like you're screwed, or the heart,
You can just fix and destroy it yourself. Buy another PS3 with parts and just learn how to fix it, or emulation.
Well, then you might as well buy digital if you're emulating. So you might as well buy physical or digital if you're emulating anyway.
True. At that point, you are correct there.
Now, technically, here's the thing, which I gotta understand why you would say that it's legal. That if you already have the digital version, you can just emulate it. It's just the thing is, it's a gray area with that. You have to actually, rip the digital copy yourself and then play on the emulator to make it legal. You can't just go out and go to another person and get their dump copy of it and stuff. Which most people don't care about that, but if you're like a legal nut, then yeah, that could be something that could bother.
You know what's a good anime that I watched recently? One Piece.
I'm not getting into that. That sounds like I'm gonna spend the next 10 years of my life watching 1,200 episodes of television.
TheGeakShow says that they had him paying for both the digital and the DVD, both the digital and DVD because he didn't want to pop in Outlaw Star on his DVD. Oh man, Outlaw Star is good. I've been wanting to rewatch that. That was pretty good. I used to enjoy that back then. It was very interesting. It was different from a lot of other anime. But let's move along here. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake.
No demo.
Yeah, no demo. Very disappointed because it sounded like, and I don't know if it's still a thing, but it looked like the Japanese, the Japanese Twitter account said there was going to be a demo, and I don't know if there actually is on the Japanese account. Matter of fact, I have a Japanese eShop account. I don't know why I didn't look at that. Anyways, they didn't announce a demo in English at least, but they did announce some new customizations for your characters that you get. So in Dragon Quest 3, rather than you find party members and then they join you throughout the story, you actually go to, I forget what it's called. It's a tavern. I completely forgot the name. I don't know if you remember.
I know what you're talking about. I remember. I remember. It's like the place where you pretty much recruit new characters and stuff. Correct. And customize their stats and everything.
So you go there, and then that's how you recruit your party members. And you get to just choose like a job class. You get to choose their name and stuff like that. Well, in this case, you can now customize them, so they don't have to be just the default plain whatever they show. And it's minor customizations, but you can change their color palettes and stuff like that.
Oh, that's really cool.
So that's pretty neat. They also have a new class or vocation. They're all called vocations. Called the Monster Wrangler, which basically is like a blue mage. They use monster moves. So they copy them, and then you can use them on enemies. But it looks like they were hinting that at monster catching mechanics too. So similar to Dragon Quest 5 or Dragon Quest Monsters, you'll be able to actually capture the monsters, which is kind of cool. And they have the official artwork. And I don't know if you guys have it in front of you or have you seen it. I don't think that's Toriyama's artwork. I need to double check that. But
can you provide the link real quick? I don't have it.
Yeah, let me. It's on the over here. Shoot, hold on. Let me put it. There, I put it in open fields so you guys can
open
see.
Fields, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. See what's going on here.
So yeah, I don't know if it's actually Toriyama's artwork, but it looks good. It looks good. And in the words of my boy Shulk, I'm really feeling it.
Where is
but yeah, no demo. I do wonder if it is in Japan still. I'll have to double check. But yeah, moving on. Castlevania Dominus Collection. This was a huge surprise. Once again, huge surprise.
Another hype one for me.
Yep, that came out right after the Direct on the 27th.
Good shadow drop.
Includes the 3DS games and an arcade game, which they also did kind of like a remaster of it as well, which is pretty cool. So you have Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. And then the arcade game is called The Haunted Castle. Yeah, I know you bought that, right?
Yeah, I quadruple dipped on that. I got it on Steam. Actually, not quadruple. It's not on Xbox, which that's another thing that we could have talked about. Is that Capcom Fighting Collection 2 not being on Xbox? Mm-hmm. That's ridiculous.
Was the first Fighting Collection on Xbox?
Yes, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Let me double check. Hang on. That's a good question. I think it is, though.
Yeah, while you're double checking, let's see. GeekShow says 23 episodes a day, Bryant. That's for the One Piece. And then it says during the miasma, I was working from home. Said if not for that, I don't know if I ever watched them. So I think was watching it during COVID. That's funny.
That's a perfect show for that.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
Capcom Fighting Collection is on Xbox. 2 will not be, which drives my completionist self crazy because I like to have like
That's
all the
so
games on the console.
weird.
Yeah.
It's
I
The
don't know,
so
man.
Castlevania
weird.
one
Like,
isn't either.
yeah, the first one's on the Xbox, but the second,
Mhm.
that's so weird to me. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean,
Good
at
for
this
Darkstalkers
point,
fans.
X Xbox, I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying
a
to sell
regret.
mines. I'm trying to sell mines. You can't see it here because I have it blurred out, but it's back there, just sitting there, waiting for a buyer. Which I don't know when.
It's not gonna be me. I can tell you that much.
Waiting for a buyer, and I gotta remember because I have Lost Odyssey still in there because I quickly took it out. I was like, I need to take out that Lost Odyssey disc because it's still in there.
You're not giving that gift away for free.
No, I'm definitely not.
Let me tell you what. Can I borrow your Xbox so I can play my digital copy of Lost Odyssey on that?
This Xbox, after I sell it to you, you can borrow
Damn
it.
You had me at the first part. But yeah, Castlevania, that collection is awesome because those DS games are absolutely great. The reviews for that Dominus, it's called Dominus, right? Castlevania Dominus collection.
Dominus collection,
Dominus.
The reviews coming out for that are absolutely fantastic. Those games on DS were just really incredible at the time. I mean, even the GBA games that they already released in that collection, which I'm also pretty sure came out on Xbox Series X and Xbox One. But yeah, I think that was really cool. They came out with that. I already am going to put up my 3DS because I already own them on DS because I love Castlevania. I want to own all the Castlevania games, so I'm putting those 3DS games I have on eBay because I'm if I have the opportunity, I'm never going to play them on DS. I'm just going to play them on my main consoles.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm kind of with you on that. Like, typically, if a game releases on a modern platform, I sell the older versions that I have because then I really have no need, and I will probably never revisit it in its original form. If I ever do revisit in original form, it's usually through emulation because I'm not about to take out older hardware and
I'm not gonna play it on DS, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, exactly. So like that's why I have my Wii U is who knows where.
Hey, if anything, if I'm gonna replay Mario Hoops 3-on-3, the emulation is not the best way to do it. I have to play on the DS. That's required.
Oh yeah, there are certain games that you have to, right? Because DS is just what's the right word? Different. That dual screen, it's kind of
really distinct, really unique when it comes to play style. Definitely that.
Was that 3DS or DS, Ash? That Mario Hoops game?
I think it's DS. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one that has Final Fantasy characters in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was great. It was fun.
Remember NBA Street? I even liked that game.
Yeah, NBA Street. I used to like. Well, back then I was big into basketball, so I used to play the N1 basketball game on PS2. I was obsessed with that because they have like this rap mixtape in it too, which was so dope. Like I fell in love with it and stuff like that.
I've always liked the NBA Street or NFL Street games because there were more like video games compared to Madden 2K. They weren't games to me. They were more like simulations in a sense, right?
That's true.
So
NFL Blitz collection. Oh, I'd be all over that.
Oh yeah. Those games were freaking fun. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah. See, N1 Street Ball was less arcadey. It was basically, I don't know if you guys know what N1 basketball is.
Yeah, I know.
But it was basically
I do. Yeah,
I do.
Yeah. So it was basically that, and it was cool. And you had the live people there, and they had all these. So you would go through, you would play. I don't remember what it is, but I know you play through levels. I don't know if you had like your own character, you had or you start off with a character and go through. I don't remember exactly how it started, but all I know is you'll go through different courts, and then you'll find the king of that court, and it'll have like people like Hot Sauce, or the professor and everything like that, and then you have to go ahead and like they'll have like this little like cutscene of introduction, but it's like live footage, and then you go and play against them. It was kind of interesting, very fun. Really liked the game back then. Now I'm not a sports guy anymore, so I don't.
Right now I'm looking through all the NBA Street games I used to play. I wonder how much they're going for on eBay. Hopefully not too much. Oh, thank God! They're like $10.
So good. Why? Because they're not rare. Like they made a crap ton of them. That's why.
Thank God.
Sid Meier's Civilization 7 comes out February 11th on 2025. This one was a big one. This one I know Ash was super excited for when it got announced. And what's funny is,
you're talking about
funny is I think I mentioned this like either last podcast or a couple podcasts ago where there was a leak rumor of a remaster game, and I said I wish they would have remastered this game because it still has my favorite battle system in this franchise, and that is Tales of Grace's F remastered. I had mentioned this, and this came out. This is to me still my favorite battle system with Tales of why is my brain not working? What's the most recent Tales game? Why can't I think
Tales of Arise?
Yes, Tales of Arise being my second favorite. Like, it's a very, very close second favorite, but I love Tales of Grace's F. There's just something about the battle system. It's very quick pace and very unique that I really enjoyed it. You really had to strategize like how you fought in this game. I know the story was not as big as like Pro. A lot of people didn't care about the story mode. And some people weren't a fan of the graphics. This was originally a Wii game, and then it got ported to PS3 as Tales of Grace's F. And then, of course, we have the remaster now. This was Japan only. Yeah, this was Japan only at first, and then Tales of Grace's F brought it to the US. Similar to how Tales of... Man, why is my brain not working? I apologize, everybody. My brain is not working.
Which one are you talking
about? Tales of Vesperia, you were mentioning?
No, not Tales of Vesperia. There's another, the Vita game that came out. Tales of Hearts R. There we go.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Tales of Hearts R never came over to the US. And then, or Tales of Hearts never came to the US. And then we got Tales of Hearts R on Vita, which was a remake of that, which is really good. I do own that, and I still have it because I still own my Vita. And that I actually do go back to my Vita to play that game because it's a good game. I had to download it, though, because since I hacked my Vita, I can't take out my... what's inside there?
The SD card.
Yeah,
I would definitely say for Tales of Grace's F. I didn't think the graphics, the graphic fidelity was probably something that people were turned off by.
Yeah,
but the design for all these characters were really, really damn good. Mm-hmm. Like, I can't get over the fact how good these are, how good this artwork is for each box for Tales, bro. It's crazy. It's nuts. I forgot who the artist is, but man, keep doing God's work, man. It's crazy. But the thing is that this game was stuck on PS3. Now it's finally going on more modern platforms and stuff. People don't have to freaking go out, buy this game and play on the PS3, nor emulate it. Which, I mean, if you already own a physical copy, you can still emulate it if you want to. But now you can prove to people, hey, listen, we still love the Tales games, because they also announced that they're doing a remaster project as well. So listen, guys, if you love your Tales games, buy the remasters. Now, I know some people have a bit of a trust issue with them, because it all dates back to Tales of Symphonia, because Tales of Symphonia on the GameCube was running at a solid 60. It's still for people the best version of the game, because it played so fluidly well on the GameCube. It was perfect until the PS3 version came out, because what they did is that they grabbed the Japanese version of the game, which was running at a lock 30, and then updated to PS3, and for some odd reason they clocked it down to 30. And from there, Tales of Symphonia has been stuck on 30 FPS ever since. And people were hoping that with this Tales of Symphonia remaster coming on Switch, it was finally going to go back to 60 like it used to. But no, it's still in that 30 FPS hell, if anything. So the thing is, they've been asking for optimizations and updates for games and stuff for games like this to have better frame rates and everything, and it's like a hit or miss right now. So a lot of people are hoping that the remaster project treats these games really well and have them give them a really good glow up and stuff. And so far, I think they're doing a decent job with Tales of Grace's F so far. The only console that's probably not going to be running full 30 FPS, which that's having me scratching my head a little bit, is basically on the Switch. Because from what I remember, I think in Tales of Vesperia, when you're roaming an open world, right, it's only 30. But when you're in battle, it goes into 60. So it's probably going to be the same way for Tales of Grace's F, if anything, when it comes to Switch.
They officially announced that Tales of Grace's F on Switch is going to be 30.
Full 30? Like, 1 million. Let's see. I'm curious on why that is. Like, listen, I know the Switch is weak, but not that weak. So it's
called laziness. Like,
I feel
a lot of people don't want to optimize no more. And I'm sorry to say, if you're a developer that's reading it, or hearing this, and I'm wrong, call me out. But to me, it just seems like laziness. It's like don't optimize it, just get it out of the way, get it done with, and call it a day. It could be also, what's it called? Like time constraints, right? They
could be
want
time
this out
constraints.
there,
It could be time constraints.
you
Yeah.
know, and they don't want to pay for it. Like it could be that. Like there's a lot of reasons it could be.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Buying this day one. I'm sad that it's releasing next year though. I'm like, God damn, couldn't release this 2 months later or some shit. Like, I don't know.
I'm actually good, right? Because I got Dragon Quest 3 coming up. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's coming up.
You're right. I understand.
You're gonna be chowing down.
Yeah, I understand. But man, like I was like, if they're like announcing this remaster, I was expecting the game to come out like within a month or two. If it was a remake, I can understand why it's going to be released like within next year or something. It's a remake. It's a whole different thing. But damn, man, like that's a need. I just need that right now, right? So I don't know. So,
what about you, Brian? Any thoughts on this?
I have kind of a like a very casual relationship with the Tales games. I've played through the exact same spot to Berseria twice, and then I ended up putting it down. Like I liked it, I just never went back to it. The bit I did play of Tales of Arise, I got like to the first like main boss of Tales of Arise. It's like a fire dude, and I liked it. I just never. I kind of stopped at the same part I kind of did in Berseria. Just kind of didn't go back. I did have Symphonia on GameCube back in the day. I did like it back then, especially back then when like RPGs weren't like they are now, where you throw a rock, you hit like 100 JRPGs. Like back then, they were still pretty special to get.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember having that and I liked it. And then I own Vesperia. I've heard only amazing things about Vesperia. So one day I might get around to that. But yeah, I mean it looks cool.
Yeah, Graces is my favorite battle system. Like I said, the story I don't think it's its best point for sure. But the battle always made me like love it. Very very fun battle system. They have like this blocking system where basically you attack, and you have like a little like meter. It goes down with each attack, and to refill it you have to block. But you also can like dodge and stuff like that. It's really cool. I want to say like every other Tales game kind of borrowed it, and it kind of changed the way it works. But this one I feel like still does it the best because it's very strategic. Like you're not really, how can I put it? You really have to know like when do I attack, when do I stop to get my gauge back up, when am I gonna use this to dodge? Because if I dodge, my gauge doesn't fill up. There was like so many factors in it, which is pretty cool. That and the music wasn't the best. I will say that about that Grace's episode.
Not her best work for this particular game. It's not the best, but definitely Tales of Grace's F is definitely up there along with the other Tales games and stuff. But I'm just glad. I'm just glad that they're actually going back and just re-releasing these games remastered on modern platforms, and it just gives us a chance to like let them know, hey, listen, us U.S. citizens us Westerners, I would say, want this game. We want the Tales series to still thrive here. So just
only U.S. citizens, nobody else, just U.S. citizens.
Yeah, true. Because there are some like bit of differences when it comes to like Europe releases and US releases where I'm like, bro, really? they get this, but we don't. Bullshit. So,
so I've been trying to fight for a new term instead of USA. I'm saying USA.
USA.
Yeah.
USA.
That's gonna be the new term. We say USA.
Jesus Christ, man, I get.
And I'm skipping a couple of other games that were announced, and then we got Yakuza Kiwami finally on Nintendo Switch.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, really good game. Yakuza series is amazing. Kiwami is a good starting point. It is the first game in the series. Really love it.
Technically, Zero is.
I mean, well, Zero in the timeline is, but it wasn't the first game that was made.
In release wise, correct.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, Zero's pretty good too, but like I will say this. If you play Kiwami, you really don't miss anything from Zero. Because, like, I played through both, and outside of, like, Majima's, like, backstory, none of it else is, like, matters. It's almost like filler content, right? They have, like, a couple Easter eggs there for people who've played Kiwami and, like, Kiwami 2, or Yakuza 2, whatever you want to call it, and a couple of the other games. But other than that, like, it's not major, I would say. But yeah, it's nice to see this is coming on Switch. It's probably here because the Amazon TV show comes out soon. I don't remember when, but that's probably why it's available on Switch, because soon it's going to be available on all platforms. And Sega's probably predicting that, like any other project, when a live action or some type of anime or whatever the case might be of the franchise comes out, people will go and spend their money on those games, which is pretty smart, because I see a lot of people, if the Yakuza TV series is good, a lot of people will buy the game and play it, which I think are great games. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have for the direct. Anything that you guys want to comment on in terms of those? I did skip a bunch of indie games and a couple of other like games that were in the partner direct because I just didn't feel like they were
I'm
that big of
surprised
news.
I'm surprised you skipped over your favorite franchise, James. Rune Factory.
No, I'm good. Even though that Rune Factory game does look pretty cool though. Very Genshin Impact vibes. Like looking at it, it reminded me a lot of Genshin Impact.
Really?
Maybe the art style I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, I am not a Rune Factory fan. No farming sims for me. Harvest Moon
Yeah, it's
Back
so
to
funny.
Nature was the last one I got into, and after that, no more. What's up, Brian?
I was gonna say it's so funny that like I think I don't know if I tweeted or I put it in our Discord, but I was like, no thank you to the direct. It's gonna be 100 farming simulators, and then they just had like one or something like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
I think they listened this time.
Yeah,
No.
they listened to me. They
I think
changed it at the
everybody got
last minute.
tired of it. Yeah, because like usually partner
Yeah.
directs were just farming sims like nonstop, and people will get tired of it. Like, you know, myself included. It's like I don't want to watch a direct that's just about farming sims. Like, no offense to the developers of the games. And I know there's a lot of people that like farming sims. That's cool and all, but like it's not for me, man. It's not for a lot of people. A lot of people want to see some hype stuff like what they showed at this direct. This is what I'm talking about. Even though some people were complaining, they weren't really feeling the direct. I'm like, man, you guys are pretty crazy. But
your expectations are
it's
too
alright.
high. I don't know what you're looking for.
I mean, I think they were just expecting just some new like a new sequel to like to like an already existing IP. I think if I can predict why people don't dislike this direct was probably because the most of the games that we were hype about were pretty much re-releases of all titles, and people
That's
don't
true.
want to see that. Well, which
true.
I'm like okay, I guess, but at the same time, these games got re-released for a good reason because they're still
they're still
games.
bangers.
Yeah, they're still bangers. So I'm confused on what. It's just I don't know.
I mean, you got what DS games they got re-released, Dreamcast games they got re-released,
arcade games
that got re-released. Like, that's pretty big, you know. And these are games that are not like this is not Last
readily
of Us.
available.
Like, people got excited for Last of Us Part 2 remastered. And like these are games that are like 20 years old. You know, 20
I didn't even know if I didn't know that game could get a remaster. I didn't. Yeah, that was confusing to me.
Yeah,
by a huge margin.
I'm just saying, like, if you get excited for a game that's like barely 5 years old getting remastered, you should get excited for a game that's 20 years old getting remastered, or at least come into a collection or something like that.
Yeah, at least a straight re-release. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, exactly. Because you know it's nice to say, like I said, Capcom versus SNK 2. I'm super hyped to dive in because there's one song in there that everybody likes, which was also the intro to my video. So if you haven't watched my video, definitely go ahead and take a look at that where I give my thoughts on the Nintendo Direct.
Smash that like and subscribe button.
Yes, hit the like and subscribe button as well. That's help out. But yeah, like, you know, Capcom versus SNK has a good soundtrack. So does Power Stone.
Okay, I'm not too sad about the release of Tales of Graces F. It's actually coming out January 17, 2025, so it's not that far.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah. So
yeah, it's only.
I'm not complaining too much then. Yeah.
Only a little bit.
Literally, when the new year starts, all you gotta do is wait for like 2 weeks, and you have it. So I'm like, perfect, nice. Okay,
cool.
It's not that bad.
So before we finish up, because my voice is dying here, let's talk about what we've been playing lately. Let's start with you, Brian.
Okay, so I just want to circle back to what we talked about at the beginning of this. Why don't you like Horizon?
Why?
Yeah,
I couldn't get into it. Like I've tried. What was the first one? Forbidden West. Is
Forbidden West.
It was the first.
Or Forbidden West, the second one. Zero Dawn's the first one. Sorry.
Or Zero Dawn. Yeah, I tried and I just couldn't. And like it felt like Monster Hunter without the fun. Like literally, that's exactly what it felt like, and I just couldn't get into it. Like the combat system, it was okay, but the story didn't grab me enough. Like sometimes it did grab me. The whole post-apocalyptic type of thing was grabbing me there, but then I don't know. I think it's the leveling up system felt like you definitely had to do a lot of these things to unlock your abilities, because if you would just progress through the story, you will hit an area where you're like, man, this is too hard. Like I have to go back and, you know, get a better bow, get some better equipment, get some, you know, make sure I have better arrows and stuff like that. And I think that's what was dragging me down. Like I hate games where I'm forced to level up, if that makes sense, right? Like, and I say forced to level up in the sense that, like, I get it, like older like RPGs, you would have hit that stopgap where you had to go ahead and grind, but this felt like more than just a grind. I don't know how to put it. Does that make sense? Kind of like in action RPGs, right? Like because this is more of an action RPG, right, or an action adventure game, you would say, because there's RPG elements in terms of leveling up. But a lot of times, like Kingdom Hearts, I could think, for example, I could be under leveled, but I can still my skill will kind of like take me above that if I'm under leveled. In this game, I felt like even though I'm under leveled, like I can't do anything about that. So that was like my biggest issue there. I got close to the end of the game, and I just stopped. Okay. And, you know what? I'm done. Like it's not for me. I think I have like another like 3 hours or so to finish the game, and I'm done.
I have to slightly disagree with the difficulty thing where you have to grind everything because like even though I'm not that far into the game like you are, James, it's just that I have the game at like I think it's like the second highest difficulty in the game. I'm still able to destroy the mechs and destroy them, like, because the way I play the game, I play mainly just stealth most of the time because I feel when you do stealth kills and everything, you get a lot more XP out of it. Yeah, it's satisfying. You get a lot more XP out of it.
I do too.
But
but when you get to the part when you're fighting a lot of the giant monsters, you can't stealth kill a giant like the T-Rex guys or the giant flying thing.
Yeah, you can, but you can still dodge them, still kill them and stuff. And I was able to do that with no problem.
Yeah, like to me,
it's
were you doing all the side quests though? Were you doing all the side quests? I did no side quests. I went straight for the story.
I barely touched the side quests myself as well, which I shouldn't have doing. I should be touching the side quests because I think there's DLC that involves with them. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
You platinum it?
Yeah, I loved. I actually. To be fair, when it came out, because famously it came out right when Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
Was it?
Out. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Breath of the Wild
and Forbidden West.
Zero Dawn, and then Forbidden West came out. Didn't that come out when Elden Ring came out?
Yep.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was unfair.
Yeah. Bad timing on them. But like, I bought it, and I think I played it on. I don't think it was the hardest difficulty, but maybe like Ash made like second to hardest difficulty, and I couldn't get into it either because I didn't understand the loop, because I felt like when you're playing it, the game encourages you to go through the landscapes, and there are tons of monsters that are everywhere that if you're not careful, like they're going to kill you. And the game encourages you to like try to get resources from them. But like, if you kill them, then you're using your resources. And I felt like the rate that the game replenished your resources didn't match the amount of combat that it felt like they wanted you to do. So like, I couldn't get that dichotomy. But then I went back to it and I lowered the difficulty to normal. And then I just like really started experimenting with like the different elements, hitting different parts of the monsters. And like when you're hitting like generators and like making things explode on the monsters, like it's so like satisfying. And then I finally kind of got the hook, and then I really got into it and I platinumed it, and it was a really good experience. And I even went and I got all the trophies for what's it called? The Zero Dawn DLC, the Frozen Wilds. And so then like Forbidden West was next, and I'm like, you know what? I just spent like 120 hours on Zero Dawn. I need to take a break before I head into the Forbidden West. And so I finally just decided to pull it up like a week or two ago or whatever. And the game is just so beautiful. And it made me it made me realize like how much I love Horizon, and the gameplay is still there. The first game seems quaint compared to the second game, because the second game they add a lot of stuff and a lot more like landscapes and gameplay mechanics, and like the combat is a lot more diverse and a lot more to it. As far as the leveling goes, like, I mean, I think I maybe can halfway see what you're saying, like, but at the same time, like it's kind of like Far Cry. Like it's a lot like a Far Cry kind of EXP system, like where you do gain levels and stuff, and you do gain new abilities, but it adds to like the fun of it. Like I never really got anywhere where I felt like I was stuck because of my level per se. Like I do kind of feel like there is a skill level that's involved there as well. But I mean, if you're level 10 going into a 30 area, like you're not going to have a good time. But I definitely agree with you that it bounced me off, and I tried getting into it like 3 times, and I could never get into it until finally I tried like last year, and it finally hooked me, and now I'm really into the gameplay mechanics and stuff. So I'm playing Forbidden West. Really, really enjoying it. I'll be addicted to that probably until what's coming out next. I don't even know, but until the next ReFantazio probably is going to be my next big thing. Trying to think of what else I've been playing. Xbox, Switch.
Real
I guess that's
quick
pretty
before
much all I've
you
been playing.
mention that, like to me,
Yeah.
it reminds me of my first feeling with Assassin's Creed Origins. Origins had the same thing where they went to that level based system, but it got to the point where the levels were ridiculous and you were required to do like every single side quest.
Is
And I
that the
remember,
Egyptian one?
yeah, and I remember I
Yeah.
dropped it right away because I'm like, man, I can't do anything. Like, you get to the point where if you're under level, you try to do an assassination, you only take away a little bit of HP. That's it. You're not gonna do a full assassination. But then like I replayed it and I put it on the easy difficulty because it's like, you know what? I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna go ahead and do that. I just want to play for the story, and I definitely
How was
enjoyed
it?
it better. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it better because I didn't have to level up. I was able to play like an Assassin's Creed game. Yes, it was very easy. I didn't die at all or anything like that, but it just I played it like I normally would. I don't. There's this weird blend when it comes to like action RPGs. I feel like you have to do it right. Like, yes, leveling up is very important, but also your skills should also be good because there's something satisfying of being under leveled and defeating an enemy, right? Versus being like, oh, I'm level 28 and this is level 30. Like, you feel like you're gonna die because you're only 2 levels off. And that's how I kind of felt with like Horizon. So I just kind of stopped because I know the next area I was in, I was like severely under leveled, and it might have been like 10 levels under level. I'm like,
Oh,
all
wow.
right, well, hey, how did I get this far without doing that? But I'm the type of person that a lot of people tell me what level they beat games at. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like 15 levels under you. Like I didn't beat the game.
You
at
just
that
don't like
level.
side quests,
Yeah.
James.
I
I
don't.
like the side quests.
I hate
I like
side
the side
quests.
quests.
I just want to go for the story and that's it. Like,
Hey, listen, side
It can
side
flesh out the
quest,
story, man.
yeah, side quests, side quests
The
if done
texture.
right. Yeah, side quests if done right will actually further enrich like the overall story, world building, and story
I
for
could
the
care
game.
less about that. The world building to me is the main character, the main protagonist, and their enemy, and that's it. Like everybody in between, I can care less about. Like
Then at that point, what at that point does that really make it an RPG at that point? Because that's
yeah,
the
it
whole point.
does. I'm playing the
Yeah,
role
like-
of the main antagonist who's gonna beat this guy at the end of the game. That is a role playing game.
Well, yeah, that's a role playing game,
Yeah.
but the original role playing game was D&D, and guess what? We
Mhm.
all as
There was
the dungeon master,
Yeah.
we do side quests after
Lore.
side quests after side quests that builds up the lore, and
Yeah.
which helps
Well-
helps the actual players to make wise decisions
That's
when
right.
we're actually beating the game. So it's that's
Well-
all the whole point of the RPG aspect of the aspect overall.
me,
right?
It's give me the main story. Let me play through your story. Call it a day. Like every Final Fantasy game I did, I went straight through the story, and by the time I got to the final boss, I was severely under leveled and won. And I was happy because everybody was like, "You're level like
Except
50?"
16.
Well, 16, I didn't finish it. That's why.
I know exactly. That's my point.
Yeah. Hey, with 16, I have not changed my sword since like the Titan fight. I've been using the same sword since then because, like I told you, I realized I don't need to
Well,
change
that's
my
not
sword.
fun.
So
I
it
like
doesn't
changing
do
my
anything.
sword.
Like
Who
for
cares?
aesthetics, like it's aesthetics. It's like the stats in that game don't matter. It's not like Kingdom Hearts where my keyblades, like I need certain keyblades. Like I get the Fenrir to do a -1 combo, so it cuts down my combo, so I can do something ridiculous in Kingdom Hearts 2. Or you get that negative combo effect. I don't know if you guys know the negative combo loop in Kingdom Hearts 2. You don't know that?
No, I didn't play enough of Kingdom Hearts 2 to get that far. I got to like.
I forgot about it.
So it's a cheat code. Basically, you shut off all your combos, and then you get Fenrir, which you reduces your combos, right? Because in Kingdom Hearts 2, you get ridiculous combos. You get to like an 18 combo, which is annoying because in order for you to like finish an enemy, you have to only the final hit finishes an enemy. So you have to wait for the whole animation for that. But if you do a negative combo, then what happens is you already do your combo finisher. So what you do is you just like for most enemies, you just jump and do your combo finisher over and over, and it staggers them and they can't move. So you just keep doing that over and over until they can't do anything and they lose. Easy way to beat like Sephiroth or any other like high any boss that any humanoid boss, because you can't do that on like the bigger boss. But anyways, that's off topic. But like that's the type of stuff that I like, where you find these little things you can do. You're like, okay, I can, like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I was under leveled. I still won though. And like, to me, I feel a lot of joy when people are like, oh yeah, I was 10 levels higher than you. You should have been at this level and all this stuff. I'm like, I'm here and I did it. And my skill
I feel like
helped carry me. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like there's a deeper philosophical discussion we could have on a different podcast about the merits of playing side quests and RPGs and what you get out of it. I know we don't want to stay too long. Yeah. But the other game I was playing, I just want to touch on this real quick because you mentioned me in the last week's episode, and I just want to give you a follow up about Black Myth Wukong. I forget who it was. I don't remember. I think it would have been I heard somebody talking about how the game opens, or maybe it was a different podcast I was listening to. I forget.
Oh, that I think it was probably me, if anything, because I was still talking about the lore for Sound Wukong a little bit, but not
okay.
Too long ago.
Well, what I was gonna say was that when I started playing the game, I was really, really, really bummed out that I thought that the guy that you start the game as, like, there's like a little like intro scene, and it's you start fighting like a bunch of like people or whatever. It's not the actual main character, but I thought it was, and he has like the most annoying, grating voice I've ever heard in my life. It's like Vegeta, like turn the whininess factor up to like 1,000,000 and like make it sound awful, and that's what he sounds like. And so then that's not who you play as, though. As far as I can tell, you play as a silent protagonist. So I was playing through that, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful game. Like, I felt like I was going on like nature trails in real life. Like, that's how great it looks. The art's really cool. I'm not really familiar with Journey to the West? Is that
Journey
what that?
to the West, correct. Yep.
Journey to the West. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that story too much, except I know a lot of properties use that as a basis for their story. The only critique that I have of it so far is like I've gotten like, I don't know, like to the 4th or 5th boss or something like that, is that like it's very flashy. The combat's very flashy, and I feel like when you're kind of tapping the button like X or whatever to like swing your staff around, is that I feel like a lot of the time you start to feel and look like Wayne in Wayne's World 2. Have either of you guys seen that movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, well, there's a scene in Wayne's World 2 where he's fighting Cassandra's dad, because I think it's like Cassandra's dad doesn't think that he's good enough for her or something, and so they have like a sword fight to prove it or something. And there's this scene where Wayne like does all these like really fancy like sword swipes and looks really cool, and then he looks down, he just like sliced up his pants. And that's kind of like how I feel like the combat in Black Myth Wukong is, where it's like you're swinging around this staff, it looks really cool, but you're barely doing any damage, or you're barely hitting the enemy. And so I got a little frustrated with that, and I guess I need to be a bit more strategic. But I'll go back to it one day, I'm sure. But yeah, it's cool. I could see why people that are into the genre like it. I can say that I don't like it as much as Stellar Blade, but I do like it more than like Elden Ring.
Yeah, I definitely want to pick it up because it looks fun, for sure. And hopefully soon I'll be able to pick it up, because that was definitely on my radar, and I was hoping to get a day one, but just can't. What about you, Ash? What have you been playing?
I mean, yeah, I recently started up with Hi-Fi Rush, and like I said before, I'm like really crap when it comes to rhythm games. So
you get used to it.
It's just those scores are really reflecting off of my rhythm skills right now, because like, yeah, I'm beating the levels with no issue. It's just when you're finally done and you're getting the overall score, it doesn't feel that great when you're at a B, because your rhythm is crap. So I'm just like, okay.
Once you get more abilities and stuff, you do your scores do go up, like once you get better and more abilities and stuff.
The problem with me is that I shouldn't need to get extra abilities in order for my rhythm to get better. That's my issue right now, because
you'll get used to it,
for me, because like, and there's like features that you can use to where you can literally bring up this thing where it shows you when to hit, when to attack, but I don't want to use that. That's easy mode, bro. I can't be doing that, man. Like, it's just I need to actually, get used to the rhythm and stuff, and then now I'm hitting my rhythm. I'm getting slowly better with it. I just wish the progression I wish my progression with rhythm shit can be faster. That's all it is. But everything else is great. I love the voice actors. I love the characters. I love the entire world. God, it's just the whole art just reminds me of freaking what's that game? Wandering Guest. What's it called? Jet Set Radio. It has some like art inspirations from Jet Set Radio, which I really love. So I'm just like, amazing. And I love the fact when you're fighting bosses and stuff, it actually shows you the name of the song, so you can actually look it up and get it off of Spotify or Apple Music. Which I'm like, man, bro, it's just
the soundtrack's amazing.
They put all their heart and soul into that, and I'm glad Tingle Game Works. I'm glad Tingle Game Works is still going to be around and everything. So, but I'm just playing it off and off. I'm not like fully sweating into it. I still need to finish up some other games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
It's a good Steam Deck game, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I Rush on Steam Deck OLED's a great Steam Deck game.
Yeah, there's like some games on my Steam library that I still need to finish. I just need to finish them and just like move on with my life and stuff. Like it's funny because like when I picked up freaking Super Mario RPG, I was able to finish that with no problem within one setting. Like it was like 10 to 15 hours. That was easy peasy. So I'm like, how come I can't do the same thing for others? So I still haven't picked up Thousand Year Door yet, surprisingly. And I already have a colleague of mine at my work that was asking me if I played already. I'm like, no, not yet. I only rented the GameCube version back in the day when Hollywood Video was still around, but that was pretty much it. But yeah, I'm just trying to finish up games right now. I probably need to probably need to get back on to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 probably by tonight or tomorrow and just get the rest of the blades. Just go through, like, it's not required, but for collection purposes, I need all the blades. I still haven't had Cosmos yet, which I'm pissed off about. So I need to go through all that before I start fighting the final boss in it, and then from there I'll decide whether or not that if I want to pick up Torna the Golden Country. Whether I want to get it physically, or actually at this point I don't know if it's worth it to get it physically, just get it digitally or something like that. I don't know, but like yeah, that depends from there. Once I'm done with that, will I go straight into Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Probably not. I'm probably going to still push that off for a little bit and just go back to Dragon Quest 11 and finish up that game. I know that's going to be a bit, but it's just I've already started that game. I need to go back and commit to it. Yeah, it's just a bucket list of backlogs, unfortunately. So a
lot of really short games too. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Gotta love short games, man.
Those done.
Gotta love short games. Hey, listen. As long as you just go through the main story, then you're fine. Like James,
it's true.
I actually do side quests and do all the collectibles and stuff because that's the point.
What?
I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Even though I skipped all the side quests, I'm still 100 hours in. So yeah. That's
fair.
You know,
that's so like
ridiculous.
I don't have to say the Xenoblade Chronicles side quests they could have been better if they at least added voice acting to it. It would have been a lot more engaging, if anything. But I'll tell you this much, James. If anything, if you ever decide to pick up Baldur's Gate 3 or Divinity Original Sin 2, I think they may change your mind about side quests because they actually put a lot of thought and effort to those, especially when it comes to the voice acting and the way they play out the side quests. I think you will really enjoy it. It's like
I will never pick up that game. I'll be honest.
He's not a Western RPG guy.
Well, it's not even that because I do like what's the name like a Divinity Original Sin. I do like that, but it's like time management. Like I'm trying to like not get long games that won't fit.
Yeah, I get it. Makes sense.
Chronicles 3, I'm not even halfway in. I'm like 30 hours in, and I know that's not even halfway. I'm like, man, like I'm never gonna finish this game at this point.
Which is why I picked up Hi-Fi Rush, because I know for a fact if I don't complete everything, I'll get the game done within 15 hours. Because I looked it up in the past on how long to beat. If you want to be completionist, 60 hours. If not, 15 to 20 hours. So
yeah, like
a
Rebirth,
nice pace game.
Honestly, like Rebirth. Well, Rebirth's a little bit different. I probably would have finished it outside of that, but like some games that if they're too long, I can't. It's very hard for me to stay hooked to a long game now. You know, part of it's time management. You know, and depending on like what
responsibilities, dude.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff that I got. You know, more time to worry about. That's like 9 times out of 10, especially recently, it's been like I do an emulation. Like I'll pick up my like Steam Deck and play something on there that's quick, like Pokemon Pinball, or pick up my Switch and play Tetris 99 or something like that. That's quick because lately it's just been tough.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, anything else to say with that, Ash?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Then real quick, I'll just say like what I've been playing, which is like I said, Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh Master Duel. Been playing that. Jesse, you know, friend of the channel, got me hooked back into it. Made this killer Blue Eyes deck, and now everybody in the world hates me because they can't really beat me unless I make mistakes, which I do. from time to time. But yeah, for those of you who do know the Yu-Gi-Oh rules and stuff like that, basically my deck is a Blue Eyes deck, and I just throw all my Blue Eyes in the graveyard and just resurrect them on the field. And yeah, so I don't have to worry about any normal summoning or anything like that, tribute summoning or any of that stuff. So yeah,
honestly, it's a skill issue on their part. That's all I gotta say about that.
It's one of those things that like I have a counter for everything. Like if you have a trap card for certain things, I have a counter that counters that. You defeat one of my monsters and put them in the graveyard. I have a counter to bring them back out of the graveyard and put them back on the field. Like a lot of good stuff in that. But I've been hooked on that. And then the other thing I've been doing is getting mad at my Ambernick RG Cube.
Ooh.
Yeah, damn, that's what I've been doing.
That's tragic.
No, I did. So I had an issue, and I thought it was fixed, which was funny because I think last podcast maybe it was where we discussed it. And I talked about the bottom of the RG Cube was not touching at all. Like the touchscreen does not work. I couldn't swipe up, couldn't do any of that stuff. After the podcast, it worked perfectly fine. I was like, sweet, it's fixed somehow. It magically got fixed. So I was like, cool. Played around with it that whole night. And then call it a day. Next day, I went to touch it, and then it was worse than what it was before.
Oh, no.
And it's like slowly the dead zone of the touchscreen is getting like higher and higher on the screen. So I don't know what it is. I wasn't going to open it up and find out. So I just contacted Ambernick, and they did say they were going to replace the unit for me, which is nice. Because typically when you hear about these companies, they don't replace the unit. They just send you a new screen and tell you to fix it yourself. But they said to send it in, and they'll send me a new unit. So it's like, cool.
Nice.
So was going to send it out today. The shipping label didn't work. And I went, I was talking to the post office first. I was like, hey, like, I tried scanning this. It's not working. What's going on? They're like, oh, yeah, your shipping label's inactive. I'm like, really? So now I had to contact them, and I have to wait for them to answer me back. So
yeah, I don't know about those companies. They seem sketch.
They can. I mean, but, like, Ambernick is pretty known, and, like, a lot of people have done reviews on them. And for the most part, they seem to have, like, good stuff. So I'm waiting to get that. I'm sure they'll give me back the new one, but yeah, that's there. Like I have it. It's in my box right here, just sitting there now, packed up and everything with the shipping label on it. But yeah, I'm kind of like sad about that. The other thing too that I completely forgot, and I should have backed up the save, was I was so far in Mother 3, and I erased everything, and now my Mother 3 save is done.
How'd you erase everything, or what happened?
I wiped it out to see if that would fix it, not thinking about
gotcha.
Not thinking about the save data or anything like that. And I was just like, let me just wipe it clean. And then next thing you know, like after I wiped it, because like in my head I was thinking like, what games do I have on here? Oh, I have SNK versus Capcom 2. Like there's nothing special that needs save data. Most of the other stuff I was in the beginning, so I didn't care. But then I remember Mother 3. I was very far into it, and this happened. I was like, no. So now I got to restart Mother 3. Which I don't mind because the beginning, the intro is pretty dope. I love the intro. It has good music. The story is very sad, and I don't want to cry again for a third time, but I'll do it. So yeah, that's pretty much been that. And then as far as other games, what else have I been
Zelda.
playing?
Zelda.
Yeah, Twilight Princess.
I've
been playing Twilight Princess on stream. I usually don't talk about what I've been playing on stream because
it counts.
It does count. I've been playing Twilight Princess. And yeah, hopefully I'll be done with that soon. Really, I like I mentioned before, Twilight Princess, outside of the wolf stuff, I think is a really good game. The wolf stuff, I just don't personally like. Like, I don't know. That's just me. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. But the wolf stuff is just, it's not like horrible, but I just feel like it slows down the game, if that makes sense. It's like a side quest. It feels like a side quest. That's exactly what it feels like. I think I'm gonna change the channel from the random encounter to side quests.
Have a podcast about that.
God damn it.
We'll just call it side quest. That's it.
The random side quests. The random side quests.
James will never come. It'll just be me and Ash the whole time talking about how great Final Fantasy 16 is.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is side quest. I won't visit that. I know not to go there. Like, oh man. But yeah, that's pretty much everything we have for today. I apologize for not streaming this week. I've been sick. I'm still sick, and I'm like fighting it right now. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but my eyes are I know I took some nighttime medicine, and I think it's starting to kick in. So like
you're gonna pass out soon. That's the
yeah,
best.
exactly. So like I apologize for not streaming, not having. Well, I did have a video this week. What am I talking about? But for not streaming, but I hopefully will be back this week to stream if I get better. I know I will get better. So yeah, I will be back to streaming there. Some surprising, some exciting stuff to go in. My Neo Pocket Micro. Hopefully I'll get it sometime soon because I did lock that in. So just waiting to receive that. Yeah, Retroid Pocket announced the Retroid Pocket 5 as well. So that's something I'm really going to look into as well. And I'm also looking to get the Neo Pocket DMG as well when that comes out. So definitely exciting hardware stuff to talk about, in the future. So keep an eye on the channel. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Follow on Twitch. We do simultaneous stream on both. I try to do videos at least once a week. I'm going to try to be consistent on that. It's just been pretty hectic. And it just, this past month, and it just continues to get hectic for me. So I apologize for the inconsistencies, and hopefully I'll get out of that hole and I can be more consistent again. But Bryant, where can they catch you at?
Quick note that's kind of a big deal is Hideaki Itsuno is leaving Capcom after 30 years. I just wanted to shout that out.
That sucks.
Devil May Cry and Dragon's Dogma and all that stuff. So a quick shout out to them. You can find me on Twitter at red_so_deep.
What about you, Ash?
You can find me at Astrostream on YouTube and on Twitter, even though I barely go on there. Literally, I went back to Twitter just to let everyone know that I shed a couple of tears about the Tales Remaster project and then just left. So I mean,
that's
you want to follow me there,
man.
Yeah, if you want to follow me there, I guess. But a bit of a side note, Bloodborne PC might happen sooner than we think because of the Shad PS4 emulator. But that's all.
Yeah. And as always, you can catch me right here at the Random Encounter, where I do videos, podcasts, all those other crazy things, live streams, pretty much anything. Not really, just anything gaming related. But yeah, thanks for watching. Keep it locked on here. Stay on here if you're on YouTube, because we will be transferring you over to the Geek Show's archive. So thanks for watching.
Before you do that, guys.
Yeah.
Check out my Ultra Ego video.
I did see that. I was like, is that Ultra Ego? But I wasn't sure.
My bad. Yeah, I just want to show it off. That's it. But yeah,
it's cool. That's pretty dope. Where did you get it at?
Wish I could tell you. I forgot. I'll show you after the stream because I definitely have the car somewhere in my room. So.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you guys next time.